I have gotten $30,000 in payouts with this one prop firm in basically 1 month. And every payout was processed in under 10 minutes with no payout denials. That is something very rare that you're not finding in most prop firms nowadays. We've seen the news with all the prop firms being shut down, denying payouts. I have a prop firm I'm trading with that I've personally been waiting for my payout for 3 weeks already, and they're still saying they're processing it. And that is the worst thing you can experience as a prop firm trader. Waiting 3 weeks and not even knowing if you're gonna get a payout. And that is, the number one most important thing for a trader, especially a beginner trader. You work so hard to get funded, you work so hard to get a payout, and then not knowing if you're gonna get a payout, that is absolutely devastating. And that is why I chose to trade with Whole Up Prime for my CFD accounts and also futures accounts. And as I said, I managed to get close to $30,000 in payouts after the profit split in basically 1 month. You got all the payouts on the screen here. You can see my first payout was actually on the 6th of May, and then I managed to get some more payouts in the month of May, and also managed to get 2 payouts so far in June, 4,000 and 5,000. That's before the profit split, so minus 20%, that's your payout. But again, the most important thing is you gotta look at the processing times. Let's take, for example, this one was requested at 6:38 a.m. and got paid at 6:46 a.m. That is less than 10 minutes. 1st of June, very busy day, 4:56 a.m. was processed at 5:03 a.m. That is literally 7 minutes, and you can go back to trading the account. And the last payout that happened yesterday, actually Friday, NFP day, 12:06 p.m. and I got it after 8 minutes straight to my crypto account. Again, that is something that, you don't really find nowadays. So I'm making this video right now just to show you guys that they are continuing to pay out super fast. They are still my number one choice, and I want to give you guys some tips about how I manage the accounts, what I'm trading, and how I manage to get those payouts. Because as I said, now I'm trading futures with them as well. And that is another great thing because you have everything under, one prop firm. So you basically have a max allocation of $800,000 between CFD and futures. With CFD you can trade up to 5 accounts, and the same thing with futures. So the way I did it first was I had 5 CFD 100k accounts, that's 500k, and then I also had 6 50k futures accounts. I find that to be the best way, 5 100k accounts CFD and then another 6 50k futures accounts, which is more than any futures prop firm actually offers. They are running a promotion right now. If you guys follow me, I always post when they're running a big discount. They're running a 40% off on Forex accounts and a 35% on futures accounts. So they simplified stuff a little bit from my last video. For Forex, I still use the 2-step account, the Prime one, which has a lower leverage, but is also cheaper. So you can choose the 100k account, which has the best pricing in the industry right now at $270. 5% daily loss, 10% overall loss, 8% and 5% profit target you can pass in one trade and then just flip for the next 2 days. You have a minimum of 3 trading days per phase, but you can just do a 0.01, and on the 3rd day you get instantly upgraded to phase 2. You have all these trading platforms to choose from. I always go for MT5 just because I like it, but you can also choose your payout split. So you can have bi-weekly, monthly, or on demand. I personally went for the bi-weekly because I like getting paid every 2 weeks. Especially with the volatility nowadays, I try to make like 2 to 3% per account and then just wait for the payout, because as you saw, you get paid out in literally under 10 minutes and then you can trade the account again. So there is no reason to wait for an entire month. Now for the futures, right, I have gone for the 1-step prime challenge, which again is the usual one in the industry. They have trade rate now, which is amazing, and they also have a weekly 90% payout. So imagine getting paid, you're basically getting paid every 5 days. You have a minimum of 5 profitable trading days on the funded account, but you can literally get paid every week with 90% profit split. Times 6 accounts, well, that's pretty nice, right? Again, the challenge is pretty easy to pass. You have a 6% profit target on 50k, so that's 3k, with a 40% consistency and a 4% trading drawdown end of day. So this is the same as all the other platforms, Tradify, Lucid Trading, etc. But the pricing is also very, very competitive. The 50K account is at the moment $103, which I think is one of the lowest prices in the industry at the moment with the current discount they are running. So you basically can get funded in 3 days with a 40% consistency, and then in another 5 trading days, you can get your first payout. Another thing I want to talk about is that they got independently reviewed for the payout performance. As you guys can see, 98.35% of payouts were processed within 1 hour with 0 payout denials. And this was actually verified by a third party. So it's completely legit, not like all the other platforms that are lying with fake payouts, fake reviews, and all the other stuff. You can see how they did it. The data was basically extracted from the internet payout systems. The transaction level timelines were analyzed and the exceptions reviewed with supporting records, and then the outcomes were evaluated, and that's how they got audited. This is the first platform in the industry that actually does this, which again shows how competitive they want to be and why they are a very good choice, if not the number one choice to actually trade with, now with both CFD and futures. Honestly, if there was only one platform in the world that I can trade with, it would be Hola Prime. What I also like now is that they simplify the trading rules a lot. So if you go to plans, you have Forex, you have futures, you have all the trading plans. But if you go to trading rules, right, all the rules are explained very clearly. So, it's way easier right now to understand. It takes like 5 minutes to go through, and then you'll know all the rules they have in order to get paid out. And the same thing for futures, right? You get all the risk limits and everything that you need to know before trading. So everything is very transparent. I'm not going to talk about the transparency report again, but you can go to the payout transparency report and again, fastest payout. I mean, you guys saw my payout page. Every payout was basically sent and not just approved. That's the thing. They approve and they also send it, and they send it by direct crypto. So in 10 minutes after you request the payout, you get the money into your bank account or your crypto wallet, which me as a trader, that's what makes the difference. I'm tired of waiting days and even weeks for my payout just to then be able to continue trading again. That's a really bad feeling. So now I just want to talk about some quick tips that I did in order to pass the challenges. So for the Forex accounts, the 2-step prime accounts, the way I did it was basically just risk 3% for phase 1, try to make a 1-to-1, first trade, build some buffer in, maybe next trade, another 1-to-1. So basically take some quick wins. Their spreads are pretty good, but you have to be careful, around volatile times, they can increase. That is actually another reason why I recommend the prime accounts, because they have a lower leverage. So you cannot go crazy with lot sizes. Trade 5-10 lots on the 100K account, build the profit up, and once you pass it, then on the fund account, you have a 2% max risk. So I always suggest risking 1 to 1.5%. That's what I did on my fund accounts, and just go for 1-to-1 trades or 1-to-2 trades. For the futures accounts, very similar stuff, just take some small wins, build the account up step by step. You have the 40% consistency, so you can only make so much in one day. But the first day I am always a little bit more aggressive, trying to hit the consistency. Next day, try to go half of that and basically try to pass it within 1 week. And once I get funded, to build the profits is very easy. You just take very good setups, A+ setups. Again, build the balance up. You have consistency score, you have the minimum trading days, so there's no need to rush anything. Trade properly, and that is again one advantage of Hola Prime, is that you're going to get paid out. You're not going to get your payout denied. So you can take your time trading and actually build the profit to get a payout. So I wanted to make this video just to show you guys my payouts, total of $30,000 so far in basically 1 month. Hopefully, I'm gonna reach 100K lifetime payouts and maybe even go for number 1. At the moment, my number 1 prop firm, I think I'm sitting at around 200K. So maybe this year, or probably this year, if I continue trading the accounts well, I'm gonna reach that milestone with Hola Prime. If you guys wanna join them, you have a link in the description. You can use the codes that they're running right now on the website, or just NFX for a plain 30% off. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck with your trading journey. Good luck with your prop firm challenge. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about them or how to pass prop firm accounts, at any prop firm. I have a lot of experience. I've traded with all the prop firms. I managed to get $6.7 million in prop firm capital capital with CFD prop firms a few years ago. Now I'm trading futures and also CFD, billing payout after payout after payout. So I think I have the most experience in the entire space to talk about prop firms, how to pass the accounts, and how to actually get paid out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.